Stay longer with galamsey, and joining us in the house for a discussion on this matter regarding galamsey and the church is Dr. Lawrence Tetteh, and he's joined me here on the platform. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Good afternoon to you. So, well, from last week, Metro TV has actually tried having a discussion with the church. We started with Reverend Father Joseph Blay, who indicated that pastors, in fact, he has been in the field, conducted a research, and came out with a scholarly paper and indicated that government is using what it calls community mining to front for galamsey activities. It's actually worsening, making the problem worsened. And he thinks that churches should even stop politicians from entering their churches and contributing monies when they don't know the source of the monies and things like that. We've also heard us play some other colleague pastors and what they have to say about. We now want to hear the louder voice of the church as a collective.
I think we are playing lip services with galamsey, and there's no gainsaying that we all must be blamed, from the leadership of this nation to the least person. We have a collective responsibility. We should not politicize galamsey, something that is bringing an untold and unwanted situations to our children and the generation behind us. Today, I have had a privilege to visit a lot of galamsey sites. And it will interest you to know that apart from Greater Accra region and the Volta region, almost every region in the 16 regions are digging galamsey. And who is responsible? Who is behind it? The question I keep asking is that, why do we have the police? Why do we have the army? Why do we have the immigration service? Why do we have the customs leaders? There is no machine today that comes to Ghana to dig galamsey that goes through the air. Everything passes through the land. And of course, we have kings in every district. Annie, we have district commander, police commander, we have district commissioner, we have district DCE, we have a district security service leader, we have district national security leader. And so I believe that something is wrong. And we should not play games with it at all. Galamsey has destroyed our nation. You heard a report that came from Elmina and Cape Coast areas, that even water is hard to come from the water company. And the research I have made and I've read about indicates that if we don't handle this situation well, very soon the whole nation of Ghana will be importing water. How sad would it be that water that has been one of the gifts God gave to Ghana today has been messed up? You know how many rivers we have in Ghana that are messed now? And Cobra is messed up. Brim is messed up. Pra is messed up. Every river in Ghana virtually is messed up. Those of us who have had the privilege to travel sometime on helicopters across the nation to other places to see things, as low as they come, you see the people manning. Who gives the visas to the people who man it, and who are behind it? And I think we all have to be blamed. I really want to commend Otumfuo Sento II to have at least made a statement by destooling one of the chiefs. But even that,
I did one or three?
Well,
you know about one?
I know about one, but even what I want to say is that our father is not enough. Otumfuo is one of the most prominent chiefs or kings in Africa. He has a teeth, he can bite. There are a lot of chiefs.
In fact, I have sat on TV and said, I'm not applauding him yet for just the destillment.
In fact,
I'm waiting for him to hand them over to authorities, then I will start applauding.
In fact, we are on the same page.
Okay.
I am saying that, Nana, you can even do more. Otumfuo is one of the most powerful, and if he begins, a lot of our chiefs will follow. We have a responsibility, and it must be collective. And I have a coin word that we need a massive united front to stop this madness. What is happening now is just a few people who are enjoying at the expense of the entire nation.
Country.
And if we don't handle it properly and see it as a national security threat, very soon we'll have ourselves to blame.
I know you're the chaplain for the Ghana Christian Council, UK and Ireland. Are you still?
Yes, I still am.
Are you weak?
No, we are not.
You're not weak?
In fact, unfortunately for us, the systems are not in place in our nation. Question number one, what do we have the police for? These are the things I expect the IGP to do. To get up, get his people. The boys who are sitting by the trees waiting for cars to stop, they should go to the places and arrest them. This is what I'm expecting the CDS, Chief of Defense Staff, to do. I'm expecting the Controller General of Immigration to say, these people are not being given visas anymore. Let us show that we have stayed to buy. And of course, I'm expecting a statement from the presidency. I agree with Professor Adai that the president will call state of emergency. If we can come together, if we were able to stop people going to church and the mosques and the ashrams and the auditoriums during COVID, I don't see why we cannot stop galamsey. I'm getting very concerned. Is somebody enjoying something we don't know?
Indeed, enraged about the situation. Do pastors demonstrate? Can they also demonstrate?
Of course, yes.
So they can hit the streets?
Are they not citizens of this country? In fact, sometimes I get very saddened when pastors make comments and people put them in political box. Trust me, there are a lot of us who are not in the box. We don't have to be in the box. I'm Lawrence Tetteh, for crying out loud. God has blessed us. We don't have to be in the box to speak our mind. I think it's about time the pastors come out, and we should not play lip service. In fact, the discipline must start from the church. We, the pastors, must bite and let people know that it's not acceptable.
So if I told the question of what Reverend Father was saying last week to us, that when the politicians come in the name of this galamsey situation, stop them from entering your churches, don't give them front seats, don't take monies from them as a way of demonstrating against the current situation that we're faced with. Is it possible?
I think that it is very easy. Annie, everybody is welcome to our churches. But that should not stop us from speaking the truth. The truth is only one. We should not hide behind anything, but we should be able to be forthright with them. A no is a no, a yes is a yes. Galamsey is not acceptable. Don't come and sweet talk me. And let me say this though, this election is going to be a different one from the past.
How?
People are very discerning now. It's going to be based on values. People will not be swayed by T-shirts and by cutlass and by matches and things. People will not be giving votes for it. So that is why the manifestos that the leaders have brought out, that is not what the people are looking at. People are going to the basis. And trust me, in the past, everybody has been taken for granted. This time, we've woken up from our dreams. And if you notice now, as much as we think the church is not speaking, the church is speaking. You just heard Prophet Odro speak. You just heard Archbishop Ajiansari speak. You just heard me speak too. And in fact, in the past 6 months or so, I've been very loud about galamsey. That is not acceptable. That this nonsense must stop. The nonsense that must stop, this is one of the nonsense, the absurdity of somebody sitting somewhere and polluting our... And do you know what mercury does? Mm-hmm. It can give you brain hemorrhage. It can give you diabetes. It can destroy your kidneys. It's destroying livers. Our internal organs are in a mess, and our children are born with defects. And this means that we are destroying the future behind us. And I say this, posterity will judge anybody who does not see the importance of stopping galamsey.
Reverend, what do we do? Where do we go from here? The fallout from galamsey, you've mentioned some. We're losing the forests.
Yes.
We're losing the water bodies, which we know the effects
We've lost
of it
our
already.
cocoa.
We've lost the cocoa.
Yes.
We're definitely going to lose our gold, very soon.
Yes.
We're going to have illnesses. We're going to put pressure on the NHIA. We're losing the future because the children that the next generation we're giving birth to now are all having deformities. So obviously we cannot even count the fallout of this small group of people and what they're causing us. What do we do now? There should be something. We've called for the emergency halt and everything. No one is listening.
A massive united front. And what do I mean by a massive united front? We need the executive, the legislature, the judiciary, the clergy. What we call ourselves and boast about that we are the fourth realm of the estate. The clergy comes first before even the media. The fourth realm of the estate. All of us should put our hands on that. And let's stop this thing. Because what it is now is that as sweet as we speak English language here, people are dying. Yeah. And very soon it will be our turn. If you have a good taste like I do, when you even drink the pure water these days, you can tell it has been over purified. And so the mercury or whatever is used there in other places, you need to do so much to get it into us. So even if we think we who live in the urban areas are free, we are not free at all. And remember, some of these diseases can be transmitted in
Yeah.
so many ways. So we are missing into a lot of things, and it's not good for Ghana. If you know what I've read and the understanding I have now about the dangers of galamsey, I think we'll all wake up. And those who think they are getting patents because of galamsey will wake up. What is the district commander doing in the district? The police district commander. It's not enough to be in uniform. The army officers who are sent to the place to go and guard it is not enough to be there.
You're sure they're guarding?
They must
Or
do
they're
more than
protecting?
that. They must do more than that. I have the privilege to have flown to Denchanoboase, and I dare say that what I gathered was sad.
Where
I went to Denchanoboase
where
where
Major
Major
Mahama was
Mahama died.
murdered.
I had a 3-day crusade there. I flew to Denchanoboase and spent almost 1 week there. When we came back, you don't want to know this. It's not right. We need to wake up, and we should not play lip services. And I think Ghanaians must learn to walk the talk. Because what is happening now is that we seem to be politicizing it. But this is beyond politics. People's health are at stake. And if we don't handle it very well, of course, we know the consequence.
when was this crusade in Denchanoboase?
Oh, around the time he died.
Around the time he died.
Around the time he died. And so it was a very big crusade, and that a lot of ministers and leaders commended me for. Because the boldness of even going to Denchanoboase was a big deal. We had a big crusade in Denchanoboase, and we couldn't live in Denchanoboase. We drive from Donkwa on a fin to come every night to come and do the crusade.
We'll actually continue this interview. I thank you for coming through.
But let me just commend Metro TV that you've done very well. I've listened to you and listened to Randy Abbey, and anytime you handle this situation, you handle it with decorum. And I think that is what we need. If all the press houses will wake up and not play lip services or maybe get benefit from it and speak out this way, we can stop this madness, which I call the nonsense. I have a billboard in town. The
nonsense
the
must stop.
This nonsense must stop. And galamsey is one of the nonsense that must stop. There are a lot of people in high places today that I believe have hands in it. And that's why they cannot stop it. There are a lot of chiefs. Trust me, you cannot go to any forest to go and farm
Without the chief's
notice. So how dare the chief tells us that they don't know what is happening there? Certainly, you must have hands in it for you to sit down and not do anything. What Otumfuo has done, he needs to be applauded. But let's say it again. Otumfuo said to the second, my father and our father, please do more than that. We are looking up to you. You are one of the few who can bite. Your teeth bites. Bite well, so we can all follow.